Good morning, all of you. So, in last lecture, we have completed section 80G, donations, and section 80G, deductions in respect of rent paid. Now, today we are going to discuss three more sections of G series: 80GGA, 80GGB, and 80GGC. Okay, so 80GGA, deduction in respect of donations for scientific research and rural development. Any donation given for scientific research and rural development. This is the same deduction, same expenses as available under section 35, subsection 1. PGBP, profit and gains from business and profession, the same thing applied over here. But those who are taking expenses over there will not be available the benefit of section 80GGA. Who can apply? Who can avail any SSC not having income from PGBP? If you are having income from profit and gain from business and profession, then this is not for you, because earlier it is given in section number 35. Donations qualifying for deduction. The same thing that we have discussed in section number 35. Any sum paid to SSC, paid by SSC in previous year to research association, which has its object the undertaking of scientific research, or to university, college, or any institution to be used for scientific research. The most important word is scientific research. Such association, university, college, or institution must be approved under section 35, subsection 2. If you are paying to any research association which has its main object of research, in social science or statistical research, all these things are covered in section number 35 PGBP. University, college, or other institutions to be used for research in social science. Third point, any sum paid by SSC in previous year to an association or institution which has the object of program of rural development, to be used for carrying out any program of rural development approved by prescribed authority for the purpose of section 35 CCA, or to an institution or association which has the object the training of persons for implementing programs of rural development. It has been clarified that the deduction to which an SSE, that is the donor, is entitled on account of payment to research association or university or college or other institution for scientific research in social science, and or the association or institution carrying out the program of rural development, shall not be denied merely on the ground that subsequent to the payment of such sum by the SSE, the approval granted to an SSE of aforesaid entity is withdrawn. If the approval of that association is withdrawn, for example, you have given any donation to any university, and afterwards the university's approval is removed, withdrawn afterwards, then also it will be allowed. Once you have given, you can eligible for deduction. Any sum paid to public sector company or local authority or association or institution approved by national committee for carrying out any eligible project, it is also allowed as deduction. But it has been clarified that deduction to which the SSE, the donor, is entitled on account of the above shall not be denied merely on the ground that subsequent to the payment of such sum by SSE, the approval granted to the SSE of the aforesaid entity is withdrawn, or the notification notifying the eligible project or scheme carried out of aforesaid entities has been withdrawn. If the activities are withdrawn or project is withdrawn, then also you will get the benefit. If any sum paid to rural development notified under section 35 CCA and any sum paid by SSE in the previous year to National Urban Poverty Eradication Fund, it is also allowed as deduction. The restriction, the most important restriction is no deduction is allowed if you are earning from profit and gain from business and profession. Why? Because there is separate sections available in which you can claim expenses of the same. ત્યાં તમે expense claim કરી જ શકવાના છો. Then you will not be eligible for deduction under section 80 GGA. Both. How can you get both? તમે સર 80 section 35 પણ લઈ લઈએ, section 80 GGA પણ લઈએ. No, you can either claim 35 or section 80 GGA. Okay, both will not be available. Where the deduction under this section is claimed, the deduction shall not be allowed in respect of any payment in any other assessment year. Once you have claimed the reduction, that's all. And the same thing that is in section 80G, you can pay in any mode, but not in cash. If you are paying in cash, then up to 2,000 rupees is allowed. More than that, it is not allowed. And the claim of the SSE for deduction in respect of the sum referred to in donations qualifying for deduction, the return of income for the assessment year filed by him will be allowed on the basis of information relating to the such sum furnished by the payee to the prescribed income tax authority or the persons authorized by the such authority, and subject to verification as per the risk management strategy formulated by Central Board of Direct Tax from time to time. This is for reading purpose. The most important is when the donation is allowed and what are the deductions and restrictions. Okay. So this is all about 80 GGA, deduction in respect of donations for scientific research and rural development. If you heard the word scientific research or rural development, immediately you have to, it has to be struck that it is section 80 GGA. Now, 80 GGB and 80 GGC are very small section and both are interrelated. 80 GGB and 80 GGC. How interrelated? Read the caption. Reduction in respect of contributions given by company to political party. કોઈ કંપની પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટીને ડોનેશન આપે છે or contribution આપે છે, and 80 GGC, deduction in respect of contribution by any other person to political party. એટલે બે એક જ કરી નાખો તોય ચાલે, બટ 80 GGB કંપની માટે છે, 80 GGC અધર પર્સન માટે છે. કોને ડોનેશન આપે? કોન્ટ્રીબ્યુશન કોને? પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટીઝ ને. Okay, so 80 GGB. This section provides for a deduction of any sum contributed in the previous year by Indian company. A company ની જ વાત કરે છે. To political party or electoral trust. However, no deduction shall be allowed if it is given in cash. જો cash માં આપશે તો કાંઈ allowed થશે નહીં. Most important line, please write down. Please write down any donation to political party, if it is given in cash, then it is not allowed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Brian.
What about with other provisions, other sections?
Other
Like,
means,
other sections, do they have a limit if I'm to pay by cash? If I'm giving, if I'm like applying for deductions, but I made my transactions by cash.
look, everything, if you are doing in cash, then there are restrictions. For example, if you are going for, let's say, 80D, section 80D. So in 80D also, if you are paying in cash, it is not allowed. 80C. So in 80C, there are Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, there are tuition fees. So if you are paying tuition fees in cash, but you have receipt of your school, of the school in which you have given the fees, then it is allowed. Then 80 double D, medical payments. Then if you have receipt, then it is allowed. Whether it is by way of cash or whether it is by way of bank, both are allowed. Okay. But whenever there are restrictions, here is specifically given that it is by way of cash, then not allowed. Like in donation also specifically given that if you are paying more than 2000 rupees in cash, then not allowed. In earlier section also, if you are paying to scientific research or a rural development for more than 2000, then it is not allowed. And here, full restriction is given. If you are paying a single rupee in cash, then it is not allowed to political party. Brian, I think it's clear now.
Yes, sir, it's clear now.
Okay. Chalo. Now, sir, what is the meaning of contribution? What kind of contribution? So contribution means donation. Any donation or subscription or payment given by company to a person carrying on any activity which is likely to affect the public support for political party shall also deemed to be the contribution. Then expenditure incurred directly or indirectly by company on advertisement in any publication, being a publication in the nature of souvenir, brochure, tract, pamphlet or the like. તમે જોયા જ હશે પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટીના પેમ્પલેટ ન્યૂઝપેપરમાં એનું પબ્લિકેશન યસ ઓર નો તો એના જે એક્સપેન્ડિચર હોય એ કોઈ પણ કંપની ઓન બિહાફ ઓફ પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટી આપે છે અથવા કોઈ ડોનેશન પૈસા જ આપી દે સીધા પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટીને and it is also allowed as deduction. જોયું છે પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટીના brochures? Have you seen or not? Class? પોલિટિકલ પાર્ટી બ્રોશર જોયા છે પેમ્પલેટ? તો કોઈ પણ બી એક્સપેન્ડિચર કર્યો હોય લાઈક પેમ્પલેટ બ્રોશર સોવેનિયર ટ્રેક્ટ અથવા કઈ ડોનેશન આપ્યું હોય both will be allowed. Meaning of political party, it is as per the section 29A of Representation of People Act 1951 ROPA, Representations of People Act ROPA Act 1951. Bas, that's it. Only two things you have to remember: cash payment is not allowed and contribution means donations and expenditures. Bus, that's it. Your section is over. Let's do example. During the previous year 21-22, ABC Limited, an Indian company, contributed 2 lakh rupees to an electoral trust. And so 2 lakh rupees contribute kera, donation aipu, okay. And incurred expenditure of 25,000 on advertisement in a brochure of political party. So whether it is allowed or not, is the company eligible for deduction in respect of such contribution, assuming that it is done by way of check? Chalo, all of you, allowed ke nahi? A expenditure allowed thase 2 lakh rupees and 25,000 rupees. This 2 lakh rupee to electoral trust and expenditure of 25. Will it be allowed or not? Okay. Contribution of 2 lakh and 25,000 rupees. Expenditure by way of publishing brochure. So the answer is yes. It is allowed as expenditure, but under section 80 GGB only. That is what written over here. Same thing is written over here. It is allowed as deduction, as it is covered under section definition of contribute, and both the payments are done by way of check. That's why it is allowed. It may be noted that there is a specific disallowance under section 35 subsection 2b in respect of expenditure incurred on advertisement in brochure political party. So the expenses is not allowed. If you are considering in PGBP, the expenses are not allowed, but the same thing is allowed under section 80 GGB. PGBP માં allowed not કરતા કોઈ political party ના expense, but donations માં specifically allowed થઈ જશે. Done? The same thing in 80 GGC, but this is for other party. 80 GGB is for company. No, there is no maximum limit, Brian. You can give n number of rupees, but by way of check only. The only limit is payment should be done by way of check or any mode, but not in cash. 80 GGC, the same provisions will be applicable, same to same as we have discussed, but this is for other person, not company. The deduction will be, however, not be available to local authority and AJP, artificial juridical person, fully or partly funded by the government. If it is funded by the government, then it is not allowed. And it is quite logical. Government funded koi પણ બી AJP હોય કે પછી કોઈ પણ authority, local authority હોય, ઈ જ political party ને donation કરે તો પોતાના રૂપિયા પોતાને જ આપવા જેવું થાય. That's why it is not allowable. Otherwise, all the people, all the individuals are allowed. So, if you check here, now section 80C to 80 GGC, this full line is completed. Now only 6 sections are remaining, in which only this section is lengthy and rest of the 4 are very small. 80 RRB, 80 QQB, 80 TTA and 80 TTB are very small. 80U also, it is also very small. But only one section, it will take time, 80 JJAA. And then deductions will be over. Your module 3 will be over. Okay? Chalo, let's begin one by one. I think it will be clear by today. It will be done by today. Chalo. Let's begin with 80 JJAA. Deduction in respect of certain income. Look, 8 marks question can be asked from this section. If you are attending my lectures regularly, then I am instructing you in every session. I have given the instructions that 4 marks question can be asked, 8 marks question can be asked. This is most important, this is not so important. So it will be very easy for you to clear the exams, to get the marks, to understand the concept, what is important, what is not important, and so on. But you are just attending my sessions for attendance purpose, then it will not be possible for you to clear the exams. I have checked the paper. Some of the papers are very good, and some of the papers, there is nothing except MCQ. You have just written only MCQ and then left the paper. How can anyone pass by just writing MCQs? You are not giving efforts. You have preconceived notion that sir online lecture છે no થાય પૂરું. But you are limiting yourself only. Sir online lecture છે નથી ભણવું. How it can be possible? How it can be helpful? Sir online lecture માં મજા જ ન આવે. You are a youngster. You have to change according to the situations. But if you are saying that sir, if it is in our comfort, then and then only we will attend the session, then no, we will not attend the session, we will not put any attention, and still I have to be clear, still I want to be clear in exam. No, both the things can't be done. Chalo, 80 JJAA. Where the gross total income of an SSC to whom section 44AB applies. For section 44AB means audit of books of accounts. Section 44AB means audit, semester 4. Includes any profit and gains derived from business, a deduction of equal to 30% of additional employee cost. Additional, please mark this sentence, please write down. Section 80 JAA, 30% additional employee cost will be allowed. 30% additional. Additional means તમે જે આપો છો એ તો મળે જ. In addition to that, 30% extra મળશે. Incurred in the course of such business in the previous year would be allowed for 3 assessment years, including the assessment year relevant to the previous year in which such employment is provided. Now conditions to be fulfilled. The deductions will be allowed only subject to the following conditions. Now conditions are most important. So conditions આવડે તો 80 JJAA આવડી જાય. First one, the business should not be formed by splitting up or reconstruction of existing business. Now કોઈ existing business ને split કરીને ન બનેલો હોવો જોઈએ, or it can't be done by way of reconstruction of existing business. For example, there are one company that is called ABCD Private Limited. ABCD Private Limited. Now you are splitting the company. into AB Private Limited and CD Private Limited. Now, so this benefit is not available to splitting companies or reconstruction of existing companies. This benefit is available to existing but not the splitting companies or reconstruction companies. The business is not acquired by way of transfer from any other person as a result of any business reorganization. So if you are doing any business reorganization and transferring the business, then also it is not allowed. And third point, the report of accountant, chartered accountant, giving prescribed particulars has to be furnished before 30th September of the assessment year, being the specified date referred to in section 44 AB. The date 1 month prior to the return filing date. The return filing date before 1 month, it should be given. The report is to be given from chartered accountant. Now, meaning of certain terms. What is the meaning of additional employee cost? This is most important. Separate question can be asked. What is the meaning of additional employee cost as per section 80JJAA? Total emoluments. Emoluments means payment. Total payments made, paid or payable to additional employees. Additional employee means what, sir? Additional employee means new employees employed. For example, right now in my company, there are 100 employees. Now I am hiring 45 employees. So now my company will have 145 employees. So which are additional employees? So 45 employees are considered as additional employees. સમજાય છે? What is additional employees? જે અત્યારે છે એના કરતા વધારે મેં હાયર કર્યા, that is additional employees. Now, total emoluments paid or payable to additional employees employed during the year. આ વર્ષમાં મેં નવા લઈયા, ઈ જ આમાં consider થશે. In this year, new employees I have employed, that is only considered. Now, in the case of an existing business, the additional employee cost shall be nil if there is no increase in number of employees from the number of employees employed in the last day of the previous year. Now, for example, in FY 2019-20, I have 100 employees. Now, in FY 2020-21, my company has only 100 employees. Same. So I will not get the benefit of additional employee cost. And emoluments are paid otherwise than account paycheck. It means in cash. If I have paid in cash, then also it is not allowed. It will be nil. It means any modes are allowed, but cash payment is not allowed. Any mode, look, electronic clearing system, IMPS, credit card, debit card, UPI, RTGS, NEFT, BHIM, Aadhaar Pay, all the payments are allowed, but cash payment is not allowed. Now, in case of first year of new business, if it is the first year of new business, then the emoluments paid or payable to employee employed during the year shall be deemed to be the additional employee cost. Sir, મારો પહેલા કોઈ business જ નહોતો. This is my first business, first year of business. Then, sir, I have hired 40 employees. Then all the 40 employees are considered as new employees. બધા new employees થશે. Right? All the employees are new employees. If it is the first year of business, oh, otherwise not. Okay, sir. Additional employee cost is completed. But sir, who will be additional employee? કોને additional employee કહેવાય? Who will additional employee? Now, an employee who has been employed during the previous year and whose employment has effect of increasing the total number of employees employed by employer as on the last day of preceding year. So if I'm talking about financial year 2021, in the last day, that is 31st March 2021, the increment in number of employees from last year, that additional employees are considered as my new or additional employees. Now exclusion, કોણ કોણ આમાં આવશે નહીં આવે, કોણ કોણ આમાં નહીં આવે. First point, an employee whose total emoluments are more than 25,000, જેની સેલેરી 25,000 કરતા વધારે છે એ નહીં આવે. Employee whose total salary is more than 25,000 will not be covered. Then employee for whom entire contribution is paid by government under the employee pension scheme notified in accordance with the provisions of Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, એ પણ નહીં આવે. Please understand, આ 4 employee types નહીં આવે. First one, જેની salary 25,000 કરતા વધારે છે. Then employee for whom the entire contribution is paid by government under employee pension scheme. Third point, an employee who doesn't participate in recognized provident fund, who is not participating in RPF, એ પણ નહીં આવે. And an employee employed for a period of less than 240 days, એ પણ નહીં આવે. क्या 4 points? Sir, 25,000 rupees करता ओછી સેલેરી, 25,000 કરતા ઓછી સેલેરી હશે એ આવશે, but more than 25,000 will not be covered. First point. Then payment is done by government and does not participate in RPF. And fourth point, who is appointed for a period of less than 240 days. એને કેવા કહેવાય? Casual employees કહેવાય. જે less than 240 days માટે હોય, that will be considered as casual employees. એ આમાં આવશે નહીં. ખ્યાલ આવે છે ક્લાસ? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Ankit, Uttam, both 2 students. I got reply from 2 students. ચલો, હું આટલું બધું બોલું છું, તમારે તો ખાલી યસ કે નો જ કહેવાનું છે. ઓકે, ચલો. Last point, 240 days are for all business, but if you are in apparel, manufacturing of apparel and footwear business, leather business, then an employee employed for less than 150 days during the previous year will not be counted. Sir, why? This is specifically for apparel business, footwear business and leather business. If you are in leather business, footwear business, apparel business, then 3 conditions are same, but the fourth condition will be not 240 days, it will be 150 days. Clear? સર, એવું બને કે લાસ્ટ યર એમ્પ્લોયડ હતો, બટ આ વર્ષે એને કાઢી નાખ્યો, or so on. So look, if an employee is employed during the previous year for less than 240 days or 150 days, સર આ વર્ષે ઈ ઓછા છે 240 ડેઝ નથી બટ નેક્સ્ટ યર પાછું એમ્પ્લોયડ જ છે અને 240 ડેઝ કમ્પ્લીટ થાય છે then it will be counted. But is employed for a period of 240 days or 150 days, as the case may be, in the immediately succeeding year, next year, so then he shall be deemed to have been employed in the succeeding year. Accordingly, the employer would be entitled for deduction of 30% of additional employee cost and of such employees. આ બધી એમ્પ્લોયર માટે છે, નોટ ફોર એમ્પ્લોયી. ઓકે, પેમેન્ટ કોણ કરે છે સર? એમ્પ્લોયર કરે છે. તો કેનો બેનિફિટ મળે? એમ્પ્લોયરને જ મળે. નાઉ emoluments means payments. That is very simple. Any lump sum payment or any contribution by way of salary, gratuity, leave encashment, all the things are covered. All the things are, look, any paid or payable to an employee in lieu of his employment by whatever name called, that is only covered. Sir, lump sum 1 lakh rupees આપી દીધા, નહીં ચાલે, that is not covered. Sir, એને PF withdraw કરાયું, then also it will not be covered. Sir, pension fund માં નહીં. Any contribution paid or payable by employer to any pension fund, provident fund, other fund, benefit of employee under any law for the time being in force will not be covered. And any lump sum payment will not be covered. For superannuation, voluntary retirement, severe pay, gratuity, leave encashment, voluntary retirement schemes, commutation of pension will not be covered. Now, example, question number 16. Most important. Mr. A commenced the business of manufacturing of computer. ચલો, કોમ્પ્યુટર બિઝનેસ છે એટલે 240 ડેઝ જ જોશું સર આપણે, બીકોઝ અપેરલ ફૂટવેર નો બિઝનેસ નથી. ઓકે, ડન. પછી he employed 350 new employees. કેટલા નવા એમ્પ્લોયી લીધા? 350. The details of whom are given below. Okay, એમાંથી 75 regular employee 1st April 21, 125 regular employee 1st May 21, salary 26,000. Sir, 25 કરતા વધારે salary છે, so નહીં count થાય. Yes, more than 25,000 salary વાળા નહીં આવે. 50 employees 1st August 21, casual employee. 100 employees 1st September 21, regular employee. Now, the regular employees participating in a recognized provident fund while the casual employees do not. આવી ગયું? તે RPF માં participate કોણ કરે છે? only regular. Casual કરતા નથી. તો આપણે શું આવ્યું તો અહીંયા? Who doesn't participate in RPF are excluded. So casual exclude થઈ જશે. Why? Because they are not participating in RPF. Step by step, you will be able to solve the question immediately. But if you know the concept, compute the deduction, if any, available to Mr. A for assessment year 22-23 if profit and gains derived from manufacture of computer is 75 lakh rupee and total turnover is 10 lakh 16 crore rupees. Now, total turnover 10 crore. એટલે ઓડિટ માં આવી જ જશે. ઓડિટ ની લિમિટ કેટલી છે? What is the limit of audit under section 44AB? યાદ છે કોઈને? ₹1 crore. Last semester PGBP. Chalo. Let's solve the question. First of all, let's calculate the number of employees. Total new employees કેટલા છે? Plus, how many new employees are employed? Yes, 350. Okay. Now, less. Which are excluded? Chalo, give one by one. Which one are excluded? With reason. આમાંથી કોણ કોણ exclude થતા જશે? Okay, ચલો casual. Casual કેટલા જ employees? 50. Okay, less. Employees નહીં ગણાય. 10. Okay, 10. 75 consider થશે. So let's check 4 conditions. First condition હતી કે 25,000 કરતા ઓછી સેલેરી. ઓકે સર, 25,000 કરતા ઓછી છે. આરપીએફ માં હોવા જોઈએ. સેકન્ડ કન્ડિશન આરપીએફ માં છે. પેમેન્ટ ગવર્મેન્ટ નથી કરતું, આપણે જ કરીએ છીએ. થર્ડ એ સેટિસ્ફાઈ. ફોર્થ 240 ડેઝ કરતા વધારે હોવા જોઈએ. ઓકે, ઓલ ધી કન્ડિશન્સ આર સેટિસ્ફાઈ એટલે એ આવશે. 125 એમ્પ્લોઈઝ આવશે. 125 employees will be considered as additional employee.
No.
Yes, very good. नहीं आवे. Why? Because salary is more than 25,000. So 125 less. Salary exceeds. So 125 will be less. And 50 casual employee. तो આપણે કાઢી જ નાખ્યા. We have already reduced it. Then 100 employees. This will be considered or not? Now, 100 employees આવશે કે નહીં આવે? Sorry?
Good afternoon, Ella.
Sir, let's check one by one. 25,000 કરતા ઓછી salary? Yes. Payment done by employer? Yes. PF માં count થાય છે? Yes. 240 days માં છે કે ઓછું છે? Sir, 1st September. So if we count September, October, November, December, January, February and March, 7 months. It means less
sir.
than 240 days. So it will not be counted. Less than 240 days. How many employees are there? 100. So this 100 will be reduced. So now total additional employees. $350 minus 50 minus 125 minus 100. 75. Only 75 employees will be considered as additional employee, and this is this one. Only these employees are considered as additional employee. So now answer part. Total payments done to this additional employee 75 multiplied by 24,000 salary. Sir, how? Here it is given 24,000 salary. It is monthly salary. Okay, so we will multiply it by 12 months. So we will get per annum salary. So now the amount will be 75 multiplied by 24,000 multiplied by 12. Okay, so it is 2 crore 16 lakh rupees. So this is expenditure. But sir, we want 80JJAA. Additional payment allowed. So additional employee cost. additional employee cost is 30% of 2 crore 16 lakh. 64,000, 80,000. This is your answer. Your 8-mark question is over. Is it simple? Sir, very simple. You have to remember just 4 conditions only. You are supposed to remember the four conditions. Which employees are not covered. That's it. And you will get the answer. Let's check. If Mr. A is engaged in the business of computer, additional employee cost 2 crore 16 lakh. Here it is. And deduction available under section 80 JJAA is 64 lakh 80,000. Right? Now, what will be the situation if here it is given? What will be your answer if Mr. A is in the business of footwear? Sir, footwear ma hoy, then we will consider 150 days only. So here in last part, we will consider 150 days. So it means this is deducted. This will not be counted. It means it is your regular employee and allowed under the benefit of additional employment. Yes or no? Answer is yes. So we will pay them salary also. So 24,000 multiplied by 100. So 100 employees multiplied by 24,000 multiplied by, no sir, not 12 months. From which month? September. So 7 months. 7 months, right? So what is the answer? 100 multiplied by 24,000 multiplied by 7. Total 3 crore 84 lakh rupees. So here answer will be changed accordingly. So 30% is 1 crore 15 lakh 20,000. This is the additional benefit allowed to employer. Why? Because if you are in the business of footwear, and in footwear only 150 days will be counted and not 100 days. Was 240 days. Easy? Is it clear now, class?
Yes, sir.
Or any difficulty? Take the screenshot of this question.
So,
Yes.
so that additional employees cost, how it came? 1 crore 15,000.
Is
Yes,
No.
sir.
30%. Let me write down only 30% of this amount. That is 3 crore 84 lakh rupees. Sir, why 30%? At the beginning of the module or at the beginning of 80 JJAA, it is given here. The benefit is allowed 30% of additional employee cost.
Yes, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So if you have any doubt, you may raise your doubt. Okay? Please write down in chat box. Otherwise, you are supposed to write down your enrollment number. Thank you, all of you. Today we will have 2:30 session. Okay, at 2:30 we will have session, but online only. And today module 3 will be completed. We will start module 4 tomorrow. Okay, Krish. No issue.